Today our topic of discussion is protein energy malnutrition. As you know, it is very important topic for practical and theoretical purpose. First, we define malnutrition is a state of nutrition in which a deficiency or imbalance of energy, protein and other nutrients that causes measurable adverse effect on tissues or body structure and function and clinical outcome. And it includes both obesity and deficiency. For sake of simplicity, we discuss a deficiency. This is magnitude of problem in India. Most of less than 5-year underweight child having moderate category comprises 47% of PM. After that, basis of classification, there is a various basis of classification of PM. First is weight for age, second is weight for age and edema, weight for height and height for age, ST standard deviation scores, and last mid-arm circumference. We discuss one by one. Most common and most important is classification that is based on weight for age. This is IAP classification of malnutrition. In this classification, we divide the child in 4 categories: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 and grade 4. If child's expected weight is more than 80%, this is 50 centile in growth chart, it is normal. If weight for age is 70 to 80%, it is grade 1, 60 to 70 grade 2, 50 to 60 grade 3 and below 50% is grade 4. In this, if we add suffix K, K denotes if child having edema, so K denotes kwashiorkor. If child having edema along with weight, then the child has labeled as a grade 1, grade 2 with K. Second classification is called Wellcome Trust classification. It is based on weight for age and edema. If child's weight for age is in between 60 to 80% or less than 60% with or without edema. If child's weight is 60 to 80% without edema, it is categorized in underweight. If weight for age is less than 16% without edema, it categorized in marasmus. If weight for age is 60 to 80% with edema, it is kwashiorkor. If weight for age is less than 60% with edema, it is called marasmus kwashiorkor. Third important classification is Waterloo classification. This is based on weight for height and height for age. Weight for height less than 80% or more than 80%. Height for age less than 90% or more than 90%. If his weight for height is more than 80%, height for age is more than 90%, is categorized in normal category. If weight for height is more than 80%, height for age is less than 90%, it is included in stunted. If weight for height is less than 80% and height for age is more than 90%, it is included in wasted condition. If weight for height is less than 80%, height for age is less than 90%, it is included in wasted and stunted. After that, classification is WHO classification, that is based on standard deviation score. In this, we use 3 parameters. One is symmetrical edema, second is weight for height, and third is height for age. And we categorize the child in moderate malnutrition or severe malnutrition. In moderate malnutrition, symmetrical edema is absent, weight for height in between -3 to -2 standard deviation, and height for age is also in between -3 to 2 standard deviation. And in severe malnutrition, there is a symmetrical edema is present, weight for height is in below 3 standard deviation, and height for age is also below 3 standard deviation. And lastly, one of the important classification is based on mid-arm circumference. In age of 1 to 5 year, mid-arm circumference remain same in all age group and normal in between 16.5 to 17.5. In this, we measure the mid-arm circumference in between the 2 bony prominence. One is Alicant passage, second is in acromion process. In between the acromion process and olecranon process, we measure mid-arm circumference. If mid-arm circumference is more than 13.5 centimeter, it is normal. If in between 13.5 to 12.5, including mild to moderate malnutrition. If mid-arm circumference is less than 12.5, it is severe malnutrition. There is a ecology of malnutrition. Why malnutrition is so prevalent in our country? There are various conditions, various socio-economic factors, various cultural practices causes malnutrition. In India, birth-related conditions like prematurity, low birth weight, other birth-related infection, other complications, they are one of the important cause of malnutrition, along with the child having recurrent infection, in which diarrhea, respiratory infection like pneumonia is so much common, and other infections like measles, whooping cough, tuberculosis, worm infestation are also common cause of malnutrition. Child unable to gain weight. Along with this, there is some socio-economic factors also important in this: poverty, ignorance, illiteracy, lack of knowledge regarding food values. Mothers illiterate, they don't know how to prepare a food, what is the proper food value of that food, where is the unhygienic environment, large family size, unequal distribution in family, overcrowding. There is some cultural practices also cause increased malnutrition rates, like food habits. There is customs and beliefs. Some foods are cold, some are warm, they are unable to give to child. Where various tradition, religions, their food fads, bad habits, their cooking practices, child rearing practices, and then some superstitious beliefs, and all of these causes malnutrition. There are various theories why malnutrition is common, why this occur. And initially, protein deficiency, energy deficiencies are common theory. We know if there is protein deficiency, child become kwashiorkor. If there is energy deficiency, child become marasmus. But now a time, other theories like toxic theory, niacin theory, increased ferritin level are increasing. But now a time, these are not so important. Dr. Gopalan did adaptation. Adaptation theory is also prevalent, and adaptation causes marasmus, and disadaptation causes kwashiorkor. And now a time, free radical theory and aflatoxin theories are new theory, and we describe something about free radical theory. As you know, normal free oxide radicals potentially toxic to cell membrane and are produced during various infection. Normally, in every child having that infection, and free oxygen radicals are produced, but these are neutralized by or buffered by proteins and neutralized by some antioxidant in that are present in our body, like vitamin A, C, E, and selenium. But in malnourished child having deficient all these factors, vitamin A, C, proteins, and due to this they are unable to neutralize the free oxygen radicals. They causes cell damage and symptom, signs, and other manifestations of PM. And these free toxins also damage the liver cell and give rise to fatty liver in kwashiorkor. After that, this is a spectrum of PM. This is also called Wellcome classification. In this spectrum classification, child is including underweight, kwashiorkor, marasmus, kwashiorkor, pre-kwashiorkor, in which child having features of kwashiorkor without edema. Also child having category nutritional dwarfism, in this child having stunting, but child having no wasting, and child having multiple micronutrient deficiency that causes stunting. One is important term is invisible PM. This is normally seen in age group 6 to 24 months. Child looks entirely normal, but child is too small for age, and for this growth chart is best way to identify invisible PM. After this, we describe something about clinical features of marasmus. Marasmus is a one spectrum of PM in which there is severe wasting of muscles and subcutaneous fat. Child having severe stunted growth retardation, but in contrast, child having no edema, and hair changes and skin changes are less likely, and child having no fatty liver, in which child is alert, miserable, and child is hungry. And this is picture of a marasmus child. Child is hungry, say severe subcutaneous fat loss along with muscle wasting. Second spectrum is kwashiorkor. There are three important cardinal features of kwashiorkor. One is edema, second is psychomotor changes, and third is growth retardation. So these are triad of kwashiorkor: edema, psychomotor changes, and growth retardation. And other features are like child having muscle wasting and child having skin and hair changes. Skin changes, child having flaky pan dermatitis, child having skin hair changes, child having dry brittle hair, child having flaxine, alternate pigmented and hypopigmented hair, child with moon faces, child having anemia, hepatomegaly due to fatty liver, child having features of cardiac failure, child may seen in dehydration, and then multiple nutrition or vitamin deficiency also seen in patient of kwashiorkor. These are picture. There is a flaky pan dermatitis, child is edematous, chubby, and one important term is marasmus kwashiorkor. In this, child is initially marasmic, child having severe muscle wasting, and superimposed child develop edema due to increased protein deficiency, and collectively the features of marasmus and kwashiorkor both are seen in this child, and child also having anemia that is of moderate along with vitamin deficiency. This is difference between marasmus and kwashiorkor. Marasmus is more common in age in between 6 to 12 months, and kwashiorkor is more common in age 1 to 3 years of age. Edema that is predominantly seen in kwashiorkor in lower legs and generalized, and it is almost absent in marasmus. Muscle and wasting and subcutaneous fat wasting is more common in marasmus in compared to kwashiorkor. Growth retardation seen in both in changes and mental changes. Child is quiet in marasmus, and in kwashiorkor child is irritable, apathic, dull, and mooning. And appetite is good in case of marasmus, but in kwashiorkor appetite is poor. Other features are skin changes, hair changes are more common in kwashiorkor and less changes in marasmus, and anemia is more common in kwashiorkor. Liver biopsy normal in marasmus, major fatty changes seen in cases of kwashiorkor. Immunity is also important part that importantly take up good role. There is a two type of immunity we know. One is humoral immunity, second is cell mediated immunity. Both immunity are decreased in severe malnutrition, like humoral immunity IgG, IgM, and secretory IgA antibodies. Normally these are not affecting mild to moderate category of PM, but they are severely depressed in case of severe PM. In cell mediated immunity, it is normal in grade 1 and impaired in grade 3 and grade 4. And due to depressed cell mediated immunity, we know tuberculin test is negative normally in case of PM, and after treatment child gain weight, child immunity improve, it become positive. And after that there are investigations which are normally useful. One is hemogram, CBC, complete blood count, peripheral blood film, blood sugar, hemoglobin, stool examination, urine examination, liver function test, kidney function test, chest X-ray, mount tooth test. These are essential things normally done to rule out any hidden infection or other problems along with PM. And lastly, complications. They are so prevalent in cases of PM, like child may develop hypoglycemia, hypothermia, infection that may be bacterial, viral, fungal, child may develop electrolyte imbalance, hypokalemia, hyponatremia, child will complaining of dehydration or shock, or child may come in condition of heart failure. Today this is our PM. Thank you.